David, how's it going, man? Long time no see. I'm just getting everything ready here with the stream. Stick that over there. Move that over there. How's life in, where are you? Glastonbury on the sea? Something on the sea, right? Why do I not have... See, I knew it was something. See, you know, Manchester by the Sea. That is a big movie in America right now, and I must have had that on the brain. But I'm just happy to hear that you got that promotion, and we're moving on up, I guess. We definitely need some more retro gaming minded executives in the world. So when you're running all the grids in England and making all the big deals, then you know, never forget the Amiga. How's Brooke doing? I've mixed myself a Mai Tai this evening, so I'm ready for some retro gaming action. The Mai Tai is my drink of choice when it comes to playing video games. I don't promise any high scores while I'm drinking the Mai Tai, but I do promise lots of friendly conversation. Hey Pishbot, good evening. Well, I don't blame her. Oh, shoot. I've got a busy weekend after a couple weeks of low activity. I had a wedding rehearsal tonight that I'm playing guitar in, and then a wedding tomorrow. So, and then Sunday I think I've got something. Oh, I've got to actually play, because it's the choir director at the church where I was formerly choir director. She's getting married, so I'll fill in for her on Sunday morning too. So, got a little bit of stuff going on every day this weekend, but it's not going to be that bad. Yeah, we had our jazz band concert was last week. The middle school jazz band, where I'm the band director, and so I was happy to get that, because that went really well. And so that's out of the way. Then on Thursday is our spring concert with the whole band. And then we've got an awards ceremony on Friday. And then after that, it's over. I mean, we've still got a week left of school, but we'll just be doing fun stuff. And then summer vacation will be upon us. And that is a glorious time as a teacher. Has it gotten warm in England and Scotland for you guys? It's definitely summer here. It was 80 today. Oh, shoot. Take a quick break to make sure everybody knows on Twitter that we're doing the Friday free-for-all. So let me grab this URL. Do you guys not use the Imperial system in Scotland? I don't even know if they use it in England anymore. I always thought that you guys did, at least for like miles and temperature, but maybe you're all Celsius on us too, traitors. And 62. That's like barely spring for us. But is that pretty warm for Scotland? I know you guys are pretty far north of where I am. Wow. So Scotland, everybody's just bundled up all the time. Scotland's got a beach though, right? Are there beaches in Scotland? Are they like the UK beaches where you go to the beach and then you just eat sandwiches in your car? Ah. Why not, Pishbot? What's wrong with the Scottish beach? Oh, I didn't put in my initials last time. I always feel like my initials are placed awkwardly in the alphabet. Dornoch. Is it a k? A Dornoch? Something like that? Or is it just a CH, like Dornich? I'd really like to come to Scotland one day. I'd love to go to the Highlands and take in the scenery. I really want to try and spend more time outside this summer. Not spend all my days inside. Although I like inside time too, because inside is where the video games are. Do you have a favorite town in Scotland, Pishbot? Actually, I'll open that up to both of you. David or Pishbot, do you have a favorite place? If you were going to recommend somebody just that wants to see, you know, beautiful scenery and good pubs and stuff like that. Glencoe and Aran Lachranza. How do you say that? Lus? Is it just Lus? Like that? Boy, I'm doing terrible. I need to ratchet up the difficulty and start with a little bit more of a bonus, I think. I like the music of this game. I've never really listened to the music. It's really good. Pishbot, did you ever make it up to see your family in Manchester? That's where you were going, right? I remember you were going to take a trip somewhere recently, and then for a multitude of reasons you were not able to go. I can't believe that Jean-Claude Van Damme is still making films at his advanced age. I mean, he's got to be 60 years old, right? He's got to be. All right, we're done with Pac-Mania. I'm doing MAME tonight on the stream. So awesome, David. That's a great channel for some mellow beats. I'd love to play it sometimes in class when we're working on paperwork and stuff. I'll put on some music. Unfortunately, some of the samples get a little bit explicit, so they're not really appropriate for a middle school audience. But yeah, it's great stuff. I always pictured you working from home, David. I didn't know you were driving into an office. Of course, I guess that makes sense because you've been relocated. Ah. Well, you know what they say about Bristol ladies, Pishbot. I hope you do, because I don't know. I don't know what they say about Bristol ladies, but I hear they're very lovely. That's all I'll say. Why don't we do a little bit of one of my favorites? This is a game that I love that Aaron cannot stand, and I need to redraw my window here so we can actually see what I'm doing. This is City Connection. Are you guys familiar with this? Have I played this on the stream before? 11,000 square feet? That's huge. Oh boy, that's bad times. Yeah, this is, you know, it's a very simple game. You're being chased by the police. Your job is to cover the ground with paint for some reason. And the cover art, you'll see when I die, it's got a very kind of 80s Japanese animation look to it. But I really like the concept. My first new car, or even my first car that was really ever mine, that belonged to me from the beginning, it wasn't a family hand-me-down, was a 2003 Volkswagen two-door Golf. And so I've got a soft spot in my heart for the hatchback. And got good music. It's got a little bit of a sense of humor. You're traveling to different locations. Level 2 is in England, I believe. You can see Big Ben and Parliament. Have you played this one, David? Yeah, I've always liked Volkswagens. I don't know that I'll ever buy one again because they in America they're overpriced for what you get. But I've always liked the Golf, the GTI. They've got a charm that most other hatchbacks don't have. Oh, I forgot about something else you could do in this game. So you collect these cans of oil, and they actually are used as offensive weapons. So you can get like a whole bunch of police cars lined up like this, and then that's how you rack up a bunch of points. It's just, you know, banging them out of the way, but you got to watch out for that cat. And then you're also, I believe, I guess you're not timed. There's no running timer. But I'm going to come up here and complete the first stage. And ideally, you want to time it so you don't have to double back, but it's very hard to do. Hey, Will. Good evening. Henrik, the gang's all here. There we go. So there's your 80s anime girl. I believe this game was somewhat controversial, I want to say, because on the game over screen, your hero is smoking a cigarette. And I seem to remember that in the NES version, maybe that was censored out. There was something to do with that. I first played this on the NES. I never once saw this in a real arcade. But the arcade version, of course, has much better graphics and sound. Will, are you all packed up and ready to move out east? If you guys haven't heard already, Will is about to embark on a cross-country expedition to the foreign land of New Jersey. Have you spent a lot of time on the East Coast before, Will? Have you ever lived out here? Oh yeah, you gotta start talking like Tony Soprano when you're in Jersey, especially if you're in North Jersey. Okay, so you're familiar with the general scene. I guess Jersey is probably going to be more suburban, but it's not necessarily a bad thing. So I was in the top 10, but where's my... I guess I'm not a top 10 pointer. I'm a top 10 runner. Yeah, I never watched The Sopranos because I get scared easy and I'm not a big fan of on-screen violence. But I always liked the idea of portraying, you know, a mob family in real life, you know, in a less cartoonish way than maybe The Godfather. So you watched Toy Story for the first time? Henrik, it's hard to keep an eye on the chat and keep an eye on the game at the same time, I tell you. Oh, I see. It's been years since you last saw it. The Sopranos, love it or hate it, it is the show that kicked off what most people are calling a new golden age of television. Scripted television shows were all but dead in the late 90s and the early 2000s. You had reality shows like Survivor and Big Brother and all this stuff, and Sopranos was the first show that really showed that you could make a big budget scripted TV show work and people would actually tune in and watch it. And of course after that, Mad Men was sort of the second hit, and now with Netflix doing all this original content like Stranger Things, and you have TNT, and I don't even know what's going on in the UK. It's been a real renaissance if you like, episodic scripted TV shows. I think I'd like to watch a Swedish dub of almost anything. That sounds really entertaining. Of course, as Americans, most of us only know the Swedish language from the Swedish Chef on the Muppets. So I just immediately think about that sort of voice doing everything, and it amuses me. I need to remember to fire my oil cans here. I've been saving them up. Does anybody have any requests for the next game? I've got anything on MAME you want tonight. I thought that was it. Dead connection? Alright. So we're playing games with connection in the title tonight. That's our theme. Oh boy, that's bad. Alright, and we'll do a little magic pockets. Sounds a little insidious. Alright, that's the end. So let's see, let's get out of here. And dead connection. Oops, that is not what I wanted. 1992, Tato, or Taito. He did Hooked on a Feeling. That old Hasselhoff number. Taito Film presents Ooka Chaka, Ooka Ooka. Okay, gangster game. So here we go, and keeping with our Sopranos talk. Definitely doesn't look anything like Marlon Brando. Wow. That's not good. She suffered a lot of gunshot wounds to become, unscathed like that. Bjorn Skiffs? Really? Is Hooked on a Feeling is that of Swedish origin? I'm not surprised, given Sweden's long and storied history of pop music. Okay, so let's coin this thing up and see how we do here. Well, it's gonna be Harry Potter here. July 14th, that's my birthday, guys. It's a sign. Gotta hit 30 enemies. I think I can do it.
Hands in the air. Everyone free.
Oh man, I like this. This is cool. Oh yeah, give me that thing. This is very violent. Of course, it is a gangster game, so that's to be expected. says I've got to hit 50 enemies. I'm hoping that all these guys they're flying out here are enemies. I'm hoping that all the innocent civilians have disappeared. Oh boy. Oh boy. That was bad.
Damn it!
It's a good one, Fishbot. Oh boy. So I'm guessing Mr. Red Jacket here, he's a boss. Alright, give me that. A little bit of liquor for the life up. Is this guy... What is he doing? Oh, this is another boss. You're right, David. This is an awesome game. I can't believe I've never played this before.
You don't want to die.
Vincent. He was always a squealer. I like starting out up high like this. The high ground. Fortunately, it makes it very difficult to hit any of the... Oh boy! Okay. Things get a little bit more difficult here in the second level. What with the cars and everything. Oh yeah, continue, sorry. Alright. Come over here and get this thing. Come on. Alright, got the automatic now. Automatic, systematic. There's my booze. Oh man. Tires are raining down. I'll have to look that up on YouTube, Henrik. Am I hitting this guy in the gray coat and the red coat? He's just kind of standing there. Okay. Oh boy. Oh. It's kind of a grenade he threw at me there. Oh. Double death. And that's it. It's the end of the round, right? Okay.
Where's your boss hiding?
How did you find out about this game, Fishbot? The restaurant. All right. Ooh, it's very Hello Dolly. Well, that part's not very Hello Dolly. Destructible environments, ahoy! Where's my guy at here? All right, got the machine gun now. Get that hot dog. Briefcase. This is awesome. This is a great game. The music's not bad either. It's very atmospheric. Yeah, machine gun time. Hey, things are flashing on me here. I don't know what that's about. Oh. There's the boss.
Damn it!
Need that hot dog.
Don't let us down.
Will, have you been working on any retro projects lately? Been building any new phones from scratch?
It's time for you scum to pay.
Family. I've done that before, Henrik. That's but it makes a big difference, doesn't it? You know, I've thought about doing that, Will. There's some Chinese GBAs, GBASPs that apparently go above and beyond the original hardware as far as like the screen brightness and stuff like that. And I just have absolutely wonderful memories of playing the. I got one of those NES, and they had the NES GBA SP2. One of my favorite consoles of all time, for sure. No Kaboom, Henrik? You gotta play some Kaboom if you got new paddle, or, you know, cleaned up paddles.
Damn it!
I like the fact that all of these levels are just like body counts. Like, you know, you've got to kill this many people. They don't beat around the bush, or when it comes to mass murder. Pulling myself up here.
Damn it!
Kaboom's a great game. It was part of the when I had the Christmas party down here in Amigos Studios, and we had kind of the round robin video game competition. That was the 2600 game of choice. Boy, I just destroyed that car. I hope that wasn't a bad thing, because there was a lady in there. Which new Amiga console are you talking about, David? Oh, the Amiga? I have not tried it.
Don't die, Andy. Please, open your eyes.
Oh, Andy, no. Secret warehouse. 60 enemies. So these, I mean, it just keeps getting harder and harder. From what I've read, you know, the Amiga is nothing but WinUAE running on, you know, the Android port of WinUAE in a fancy case. It did not get stellar reviews from what I read on the social media. Much more interesting, I think, would be if they made an FPGA version. Sort of like the Spectrum Next, where you've got, you know, ROM chips flashed to perfectly emulate an Amiga, and it's not so clearly just running on top of, you know, an Android box. Yeah, the floppies are not even an integral part. I mean, you can literally just load the thing up. Like, you can, like, I think it's got like a USB port or something. It's got some sort of an SD card or something, and you can just load ADF files onto it. But what they need is something like the Spectrum Next, where, you know, it's got all the modern ports, but it looks just like a classic machine. Like, if they took, I've got a 500 sitting next to me right here. If they took the 500, made it 3/4 to half the size, made it an FPGA machine, didn't even bother, you know, with the disk drive, gave it a port where you could connect the disk drive to it if you wanted to, because that's what the Next does, I think, the Spectrum Next. But give it HDMI out, and, you know, let you connect DB9 joysticks to it, stuff like that. That's a compelling machine. The Amiga, not for me. Not for me. I'm currently working on Bela, who, you know, we had that episode on last week's show where we kind of wasted a lot of time fooling around with emulators, but Bela did give me some tips, and he turned me on to a really good source of Amiga stuff and the newest version of FSUAE, and I am currently working on getting that running, because this could be a real game changer for both the stream, the Friday Night Free for All, and the show. Our current solution is okay. It's not perfect. And this could be literally a perfect solution if this thing works like I think it will. He gave me a torrent, 37 gig torrent of Amiga stuff, and FSUAE seemed to scan everything well, and so that's coming soon. And hopefully next week on the stream we'll be able to do some Amiga stuff. I love these varied environments. That was my big complaint with Walker, if you remember from a couple weeks ago when we did the Walker episode, is, you know, this game in Walker, oh shoot, I hit escape instead of coin up. I'm sorry, guys. We'll never see the end of Dead Connection. Sorry, Pishbot. But it's an awesome game. Thank you for turning me on to it. I shouldn't have put the escape so close to the 1. And I was trying to read the chat, and it was the end. But anyway, let me scroll up to see what the other Magic Pockets. Okay. Magic Pockets. I do not have a game called Magic Pockets. I did, Pishbot. It was excellent. I'm guessing that it is a billiards game, right? Would you accept a game called Cool Pool? Oh, Magic Pockets is Amiga. We're only doing MAME tonight. We'll do arcade stuff, or I mean, we'll do an all Amiga Friday free for all next Friday night. I'll be in an exuberant mood next Friday night. Actually, next Friday night we're probably going to do the stream later. I know this is already plenty late for you guys, but we probably won't start the stream till about 8 because I've got my band's award ceremony that night. But I should be home. Let's see, I should be home by 7. We'll probably start at 7. I think it'll be all right. You guys, maybe having some issues here. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay, so here we go. Let's see. Oh, this is a trackball game. Yeah, I don't think this is going to happen. So, goodbye, Cool Pool. Does anybody else have a suggestion, arcade title they'd like to see? Check up on In the Hunt. All right. In the Hunt. It's a singer I really like, Archer Pruitt. He has a song called In the Sun, which doesn't sound anything like In the Hunt, but that's just what I thought about. All right. I've never played this game. I know nothing about it, which is awesome. I'm all about the new experiences. In the Hunt. Irem. Home of, I think that's Akari Warriors. Oh, I need to click inside the window here. Submarine game, eh? All right. I'm up to the challenge. Let's do this thing. Yeah. Oh, okay, that was probably a bad idea. It's rare to see a submarine game like this. I guess you can't flip around backwards, even though your enemies can. Yeah, like when you explode those balls, it's not good. They will kill you. See you, Will. Have a good evening. Hey, Brent. How's it going? Oh my gosh. You know, there's a lot. It's kind of claustrophobic, to be honest with you. I mean, when you don't have the whole screen to traverse, it really gets tight. And I guess your upward rockets don't go beyond the surface, so there's really no way to get there's really no way to get those turrets. Good night, David. Hey, I was glad to see you tonight. I'm glad you're going to be around more often. What's the latest on the building, Brent? Is it up? Is it ready? So for those of you that haven't seen this week's Amigos show, Aaron is getting a new outbuilding in his backyard, and the arcade that was formerly in Brent's house is going to be moved to this building. So it's quite a large construction project. How does one take down a building? I mean, are you doing the whole, HGTV, like taking a sledgehammer and like just like busting out the walls and stuff like that? Henrik, I never played The Hunt for Red October. I played Silent Service, which is a completely different submarine game than this one, that's for sure. Man, this is intense stuff. How do you even... Oh my gosh. Alright. I'm getting stressed out, Pishbot. We gotta leave this. This is... it's too much. It's too intense for me. Oh, well that's good. Nothing beats not having to pay somebody to come truck all that wood away and stuff. All right, let's see. Why don't we play... I made a little list here. I really want to play some more Zookeeper. We played this last week. Yeah. I can foresee that perhaps your neighbors might not follow through with their plan of wanting the building. I don't even understand how one can want... what would you do? There's a lot of unknowns in that. You like Zookeeper, Brent? Oh, sorry guys. I forgot to, sorry about that. With MAME, if I don't make the screen not full screen, you can't see it for reasons that are not completely clear to me. Yeah, Zookeeper is one of, it's a game that I just recently discovered a couple weeks ago. I heard Aaron raving about it, and it lives up to the hype, unlike many Aaron recommendations. I really like, just like you said, it's a very deep game with a lot of different things going on. Oh shoot! I mean, just the fact, like the net placement in each stage is different. The way the different animals, attack the wall differently. Oops. I still haven't come close to Aaron's top score on the MAME cab, which I think is 130,000. How about you, Henrik? Have you ever tried your hand at Zookeeper or Pishbot? I don't think it. I don't know if it ever made any... I don't know if... Did it have any console releases? Does anybody know? I don't think it did. Maybe ColecoVision? It just moves so fast. The bricks are drawn so quickly on screen. I don't know how a console, an early console might handle that. I have not discovered that. I know that jumping is important on the bonus levels. Come on, I need to get down there and get that net. Alright. Alright. So perfect. Perfect score. This is, I feel like you can really rack up just a ton of points on the bonus stage. Just by the way that you can jump. I feel like I'm not fully exploiting that, but at the same time, you know, if you die on the bonus stage, then you're dead, and that's a life gone. Wow. So is the idea is that you want to let all the animals escape and then just try and jump them all? Is that the idea? Oh wow, saved by the end there. Okay. I'm quite sure I've never progressed past the first 8 levels, so that's probably why. Has anybody been watching RPG Limit Break? I'm thinking about staying up not all night. Brent, I know you're a big speedrunning fan, but you are not a big role-playing game speedrunning fan. I do not discriminate with... well, I do discriminate when it comes to speedrunning. I don't watch anything newer than PS1, but apart from that, you know, I love a good community fundraising effort, and especially when it's live. There's something special when it's a live event, and I'll sit and, you know, and stay up late and watch the runs. It's not, even though everything is archived on YouTube, there's something special about watching it live in person, which I don't have to tell you guys that because you're the ones that are up at 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever time it is here in Scotland and in Sweden watching this. So, but if you guys don't know what RPG Limit Break is, it is the annual speedrunning role-playing event that is done for the benefit of the National Alliance of Mental Health. The NAMIH. I don't know what the acronym is. Oh shoot, that's my top score of all time, and I was too busy thinking about what that acronym was. But anyway, if you go over to Twitch and just search RPG Limit Break, you can watch it. It should be going on until tomorrow night. One more game of Zookeeper, and we'll move on to something else. I just can't stop. Okay. So, do you get more points when you're holding the net, and than when you're just jumping normally? Or is it just there's that safety net there? Oops. Yeah, I was not expecting, you know, Chris Cornell to die. Of course, I don't think anybody was, but I was never a big Soundgarden fan. I was never a big grunge fan, but it's always sad when, you know, somebody obviously has mental health issues, and that is something I'm sure has touched all of us. Brent, last night they actually had an Earthbound race, a glitchless any percent race. It was 5 hours, 5 hours long. It was pretty entertaining. They've got a much bigger crowd this year with RPG Limit Break. I mean, it really started out super small, and their size this year is probably, you know, AGDQ 2015 size or so. But I feel like if I hang out in the bonus area, I can really rack up a lot of points. It's kind of jumping between the platforms because that's 5,000, 12,000. Just doing this, but eventually, of course, you die. Oh boy, that's not good. Earthbound is the single greatest role-playing game and I came to it late. I didn't play Earthbound until I was living in Korea. I probably played it in 2008. And up until that point, I played Chrono Trigger, Final Fantasy VI. I never played 7. I never had a PS1 back in the day. But there's something so unique about Earthbound. It's just so different than your typical RPG fare. The humor in it, the setting, the characters. It's just really special. I don't know if you'll like it. It depends on if you like sort of turn-based, battle systems and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm no good. that's what it comes down to. All right, anybody taking requests? We've got 23 more minutes before 9 o'clock. I wanna push this thing all the way to the end tonight. Anything MAME, anything goes, as long as it doesn't have weird controls like Cool Pool. Oh, okay. We'll do that real quick, just to see it. I'll do that while you're thinking of a good request. Okay. All right. I'll play Street Fighter, although I'm a little bit okay, you get one free try? Is that it? I've done that before. Should I run into it again? Oh, you passed right over it. Okay, not that time. Yeah, that's true. You rarely get, like, could you imagine that in Defender? Like, you get one free try because you suck, because Defender's the hardest game in the universe. So, yeah, it's neat. Okay, Street Fighter 2. Oh, boy. Lots of Street Fighter games here. Electron Ash, I read a bunch of them. I don't know what which one was yours. So I'm guessing we want maybe Street Fighter 2 Turbo. If we've got that, yeah. Nope, that was our channel. That was just one of our other contributors, Gary Hucker. Yeah, he's part of us. He's part of the Amigos. He's a bigger part than I am, that's for sure. He's got technical knowledge that I can only dream of. See you later, Brent. Have a good evening. Thanks for checking out the stream. All right. It's cliche, but I gotta go with my man Ken. Oh, Electron Ash, I really have no idea. Let's see. Let me get my. I need to set my buttons here. If I'm gonna have any sort of chance here. Yeah, the stuff that Gary does is he has a lot of knowledge about electronic engineering, and it's really interesting to kind of see just how all that stuff fits together. I've tried to mess around with stuff like that, but my problem is that I'm just too scared. Let's see. You know, I'm always afraid, especially when you're working on Amiga stuff, because that stuff is so pricey. All right. Henrik, I'm sorry. I'm letting you down. I'm no good at fighting games. I'm terrible. And that's just how it is. That's the end of Street Fighter 2. If I had my controls set up like the Super Nintendo version, I'd do marginally better, but not that much. Yeah. I'd like to get like, you know, Arduino or something like that. I've done little things like I did a composite mod on a 2600 and a 7800, and that was fun because I knew that hardware was a dime a dozen. But you know, when you're dealing with like an Amiga 5, even an Amiga 500, I mean, here in the States, that's easily a $150 machine. You know, even if it's not working. So, let's see. Anybody else? Any other requests? If not, you know, I'm going to play Do Run Run because that's my go-to game. Yeah, one of my long-term projects is to really get into the programming these boards and things. I want to get into Raspberry Pi. I've got so many things I want to do, and it's just I don't have the natural ability to just jump right into it. So I have to really do a lot of background reading and things like that. So, all right. Do Run Run it is. My all-time favorite arcade game. I haven't heard about the new Arduino boards. I didn't know that there were some. I keep up on the Raspberry Pi stuff. But I have a hard time coming up with what I could do with a lot of this stuff. You know, you buy it, and it's not expensive. You know, you get a Raspberry Pi for, you know, $50 or, you know, whatever, but then it's just like, what is a practical thing I could use with this? And maybe that's the wrong way to look at it. Maybe I should just look at it as this is a tool that I'm going to learn to use. So I can become better at understanding how these machines work. Maybe that's how I should think about it. See, that seems even harder, Electronic Ash, or Electron Ash, I mean. It seems like doing an FPGA, I don't know, maybe it just seems like it's like the big leagues. How much does just a garden variety FPGA cost? I mean, it's a board, right? Is it a board and like a chip? I don't even know. Because, you know, I know that's what the Spectrum Next is built on, and the Mist and all that stuff. Everybody should play Do Run Run, by the way. It's the greatest arcade game of all time. My unbiased opinion. Come on, eat. Oh, there we go. Since there's only one of these guys left, I can jack up the points now. Oh, man. Really? Could you post a link in the chat to where you get that, Electron Ash? Because for 45 bucks, that could be something that I feel like I could sink my teeth into. Man, there is a crazy thunderstorm going on outside right now. It sounds like my wall's about to blow over. We rarely get tornadoes in West Virginia, luckily. But it sounds like there's some kind of crazy nonsense going on outside. Oh, shoot. Yeah, it is kind of soothing. You're right, Pishbot. Yeah, I like the rain and the wind. I'm less crazy about the lightning and the thunder. The thunder. Oh my gosh. Man, okay. That's just a warm-up game. We'll play our real game now. How hard would it be, and what would the cost be if you wanted to make an FPGA that would run? Because I know the Mist can do the Amiga core, but could you make a Mist-like device just without like the DB9 ports and things like that? You know, but would be powerful enough to run the Amiga. What would be the cost on that board and the components? That sounds like a nightmare to me, Henrik. I can barely watch scary things in the daytime, let alone nighttime. Oh, man. So stupid. Really? Now that's a chip, right? Like that's not all you need. Do you need a board? Oh man, there's a diamond. You never see diamonds. So guys, you are witnessing something that is rarely seen. I mean, literally, I've played Do Run Run for years and years and years and years. Since at least the early 2000s. This is probably the third diamond that I've ever seen. Now, what does the diamond mean? It means I get a free game. Since we're playing on MAME, that is not really that great. But just the fact that you saw a diamond is something to marvel at, because they're super, 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 super rare. Pishbot, you have any plans for this weekend? How's your cycling going, Pishbot? Have you been staying right on schedule? Monster Bash. Why didn't you recommend that? That sounds like a cool game. We'll have to do that next Friday. Oh. Wow. So what kind of stuff could you run with 110,000 LEs, Electron Ash? Hey Gary, speak of the devil. Electron Ash has a question for you. But yeah, you're right, Gary. We were playing my favorite game. Now we're moving on to my second favorite game. Just ending the stream with some of my favorites. Oh, sorry guys. Sorry. Yeah. The game doesn't really get good till you get to the sports zone anyway. This is really where you rack up your points. Last week we played the Suntory Tapper, if you recall. This week we're back to the good old Budweiser. Can you buy Budweiser beer over in Europe? Do they sell that in Scotland or in Sweden? You know, Budweiser is like, it's like water here. You can get it anywhere. I can't believe any reasonable person would drink Budweiser in the UK when you've got Samuel Smith's, my personal favorite brewery of all time. Oh shoot, that's a mistake. I like a good Yorkshire Stingo. Sam Smith's Oatmeal Stout, one of my favorites. Although when I was in England, I remember when I was a student always drinking a lot of, was it Carlsberg or Carlsling? Something in a green bottle, and it was super, super cheap. Oh, I did want to put in a quick plug. If anybody would ever be interested in watching me play modern games, as part of the agreement with the Amigos Brain Trust, when we renamed our YouTube channel, we decided that it's going to be a retro-only affair. But I still, from time to time, will play modern games. So if you are interested in watching me do that sort of thing, just subscribe to my Twitch channel, which is Boat of Car on Twitch. You can, I play sort of weird things. I play some Tropico sometimes, some Pac-Man Championship Edition, DX2, stuff like that. And anyway, I always like to have some people to chat with while I'm playing, so it's twitch.tv/boatofcar, I think is the URL if you want to follow there. Carlsberg, that's it. Yeah, I remember that being like you could get like 24 for £5 or something crazy like that, right off the bat. So it's enough to make me want to restart the game if I knew what the keyboard combination was to do that. That's all right. We'll just die here. Yeah, Twitch is just like YouTube, Pishbot. He is twitch.tv, and you can follow people. That's weird. I thought for sure that I had saved games on this, but I guess maybe I haven't. Because I know I've played this. It's because we played the Suntory Tapper last time. That's why. Okay, this time I'll actually try hard. This is going to be the last game of the evening. It's going to be the best game. Top score. Here we go. And just put in one more plug for the RPG Limit Break speedrun that's going on right now. Literally going on as we speak. After I finish the stream tonight, I'm going to go upstairs to the living room and put it on the TV and watch some. It's benefiting the National Alliance on Mental Health. Gary, I sure am glad you tuned into the stream this evening, because I felt really bad not being able to answer Electron Ash's questions. I need to get down to that money. Down. Okay, money time. It's gonna be tight. Shoot. Freaking. Nope. Pishbot, you need to have some of that salted caramel goodness. You know what I ate tonight, Pishbot? After school today, I went to the local pizzeria, Graziano's, and I ate 2 pieces of cheese pizza and a salad, and then I went across the street to the local frozen yogurt emporium and availed myself of some chocolate and orange flavored frozen yogurt that was absolutely amazing. Oh shoot, man. When they get hot and heavy like that, it's really hard for me to come on, lady. When you get these tons, just like millions of glasses, yeah, it's really hard. Yeah, it was amazing, Pishbot. And I just sat outside, ran into one of my students' relatives, and got some good compliments about the band, and so it was just a really, really nice afternoon. Nothing wrong with frozen yogurt, warm weather, summertime. All right, folks, this is going to do it for the Friday night free-for-all for tonight. Thank you all for coming. Electron Ash, Gary, Pishbot, Henrik. Don't know where Eric is tonight, but we sure do appreciate you all coming out and keeping me company. And we'll be back next Friday night. I think next Friday night I should have my FSUAE set up, so we can do all Amiga stuff. Until then, yeah, Electron Ash, you're welcome anytime. We usually stream every Friday night. I like to start between 7 and 8, and we usually go until 9. And that's, of course, all these times are Eastern, and Eastern US, whatever you call it, -5 GMT, I think. Anyway, have a good evening, everyone, and until next time, adios.